You are now watching episode 5 of the Podigal Sons podcast featuring Lance Newman and Brandon Newman, your brothers from another, but we're the brothers from the same mother. And we rocking out here doing another podcast. Very, very thankful for all of you guys who are listening and reaching out and responding and communicating about our ventures.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been the response has been very motivating. It's been very affirmative. Affirmating.
I can't tell you where you want to go with it.
I don't know where I went with it. That's the problem.
It's made you feel good?
Affirming. Boom. Is that a Willie Beeman jersey, Brandon? Yes. I'm just now noticing. Yes. So he comes in with the Ravens hat, and I was like, okay, the Ravens thing I get. And I just assumed it was a Ravens jersey. And then upon closer look, it's a shark with the number 13 at the bottom.
It's a steaming Willie Beeman jersey. Shout out to the lids in Hollywood. Where do we go right after you guys did Family Feud? Hollywood. We'll get to this a little bit later. There was where's the?
It was like Universal Studios.
Thank you. Universal Studios, yeah. So the Universal Studios lids is the only place that they have like specialty jerseys.
What?
And from Maybe I'm Crazy, we were dressing up for Halloween.
Oh my goodness!
And
great episode.
I don't know who had I think it was Joy. Yeah, Joy had the idea to because she dressed up as Al Pacino. Knew Sheen did the wig. She was looking perfect. Costume by Joy. And me and Hella were just like frantically thinking like how we get this jersey. And then I think I realized how I can get it or where it was in the city. We drove there. We picked it up. Anyways, I wear this all the time when I wear my Ravens hat because Lamar Jackson is like, I want him to be like
he's Willie Beeman-ish.
A evolved version of Steamin' Willie Beeman.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
In the NFL and growing up, my favorite football movie was Any Given Sunday. So
my name is Willie.
I connect the two. Lamar Jackson is one of many Baltimore Ravens on the COVID list who are currently out because of COVID and will not be playing the proposed Steelers game that is going to be on today, Tuesday. But
you're going to see them do great things.
No, none of them are going to be playing because they're off COVID.
Yeah, but they're going to break. So when they come back, I think
this game is not going to do well. And also, we don't know what COVID does to your insides. Cam Newton have it, and he hasn't played well since he's gotten back from having it.
Oh, yeah? Maybe that break is bad.
No, it's not a break. It's a illness. It's a
break caused by an illness.
Yeah. So that's where we're at, man.
That's where we're at.
Yeah. So, anyways, you asked about the jersey. Mm-hmm. How's everyone's Thanksgiving? Please, lean in, talk to us. We had a spat that we usually would do. The last podcast was pretty contentious. Actually, it would be a good time, like a segment of airing out stuff, but that's not for right now. Mm-hmm. But we were very. I was in a mood, and Lance put me in it in my mind, so I was off the last podcast. And then for Thanksgiving, we had an issue where I wrote it. I was like, shouts out to our mom and our wives for cooking.
Yeah,
it was a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people did
great food,
like intimate Thanksgiving with their family. We usually would have done that at somebody's house and then went to 2 other people's house type of thing is like how we would usually have done that, but that's why we were more COVID safe.
It's 2020, y'all. People got kids. I'm not packing up all these kids to hop from house to house. It's not happening.
That is true. That is a big thing. I know. I feel like Eric Gerard, shouts out to Eric. He came over the other day.
Oh, cool.
And it was before Michelle and Carter really got sick. They got the sniffles, no COVID. They say runny nose actually is not a symptom from COVID. So that's their mucus running out of their nostrils let us know that they are not COVID.
Cool.
But anyways, Eric came over, and I felt bad asking him to come over because I'm sure he's staying with his mom and his parents. I'm sure they want to see us, but like packing up the baby is such a big
it's a huge thing.
It's an ordeal.
What?
It's a lot of things. So we packed up and we were
15
over
minutes per kid on preparation time to leave. This is just for experience. I got beef real quick. I got beef with the people that don't have kids because they just out here enjoying.
So weird.
No, but listen though, I only got beef with them because they always they flaunt it. They write tweets about it. There is tweets all about like I can't imagine and then they got advice for I can't imagine what it's like to not be able to get up and go out the country, bitch. I'm out here, you know what I mean? Or I'm not dating nobody with kids. Like I don't date nobody with kids. I ain't got none on the J. Cole. If I would have to be his father too.
Which song is that? No Role Models?
Yeah, No Role Models.
Is it really?
If your son get pregnant, I'm gonna be heard you just had a baby. I'm not a J. Cole fan. So anyway, y'all just flaunting the stuff, right? Y'all flaunting that. And just beef on you real quick. But let's go into it. All right, we don't.
Well, I want to say that.
Okay, my fault.
When I was getting into it, I said the fight that we got into, getting into a fight over how a memory from our past actually went down. I'm sure that's the most like boiled down way to present this because I'm sure people have versions of it. I want to go talk to. We're getting into the holiday season. You see that my brother, our artistic, drew out our rundown in a very Xmas-y theme, right? Christmas-y thing, if we're talking about how to spell it. And we'll get to that.
And
eventually.
That pisses me off too. We're gonna get to that at the end of the show.
But I feel like the concept of like remembering. But get to the holidays thing.
Okay.
There's holiday movies out, and we'll talk about features a little bit later. But one thing I saw, Michelle was doing a test to see that if she puts anything on, that I watch it. Like she was like put it. I didn't even know she was doing this. She's been doing a little experiment,
nice.
And I've been like
very nice
detailing her what's going on in the film like 45 minutes later because she's not really watching it and she's just doing it to test me. She put on a movie featuring starring Kristen Stewart from the Twilight people. It's on Hulu. I think it's a Hulu original.
Yeah.
And the guy from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
The Benjamin. What is his guy's name? Eugene Levy, Ben Levy, I believe his name is. The one who won all those Emmys recently. He's in it as well. And it's called Happiest Season. Okay. And it's about a lesbian couple going home in Pittsburgh and the family not knowing that she is a lesbian and she's not out at home. And Kristen Stewart, who is like appearing as a very openly out lesbian, is there dealing with someone who's like doesn't want to become themselves, and the family fight that happened and like the conflict, the resolution, all the stuff that happened. And I was glued. I was like, do I just like holiday rom-coms? Like that might just be it. But it was
romantic comedy.
It was funny. It was funny how they were trying to be funny, and they like did all the inclusion, like and they had a sibling rivalries. Like that's why I wanted to bring it up. There was 3 sisters, each of them very different. One of them was like the forgotten one. She had a room in the basement. The other 2 was like always fighting for mother and dad's approval, and one of them was a lawyer and then married a black guy and had twins. But her and the husband start making gift baskets. Like both stop being attorneys and give gift baskets. So like there's like this competition within families.
I would turn that shit off immediately.
Why?
Just to be clear.
Why?
It's not my thing. I'm not.
What do you mean?
That doesn't sound interesting. Like an interesting plot line whatsoever. I think about like social inequities and all types of like circumstances that create these romantic comedies, and it just pisses me off sometimes. So I can't watch them.
You don't push through things that make you uncomfortable?
Nah. Do I? I have hemorrhoids. All right. So what we're going to do? No. Oh, well, keep going. So what happened? We both met.
I wanted you to set up. Because you brought it up at the dinner table. I came in a little bit later, and you brought it up at the dinner table, and that's when things start to escalate slowly as dinner was ending.
It was weird.
It was weird.
It wasn't even an escalation as much as it was like a story, and then Brandon said, no, it didn't happen that way, and then I said, no, it happened this way, and then he was like, it didn't happen that way, and then we went on, like, and we dropped it for a second, and the tension was still in the air or something, and I just, like, came out of nowhere. I'm, like, sitting on the couch, I done ate, I'm full, like, just chilling, and I was like, I brought it back up, and I was like, you ain't gonna tell me it didn't happen that way, all right? It happened that way. Cletus, Jonathan, that's my name for Brandon when I'm not pleased with him, is Jonathan. But I was like, it's your. That was the thing. We got into it a little bit, right? But it's like,
I wanted you to explain the
whole story.
The story. The thing you got to give people the candy, the thing And how
I'm a Pisces, right? So it's like I don't let people in at things that I want them to. But I guess it's an innocent story, and we can share. But then I don't want to bring up the specifics of it, so we can get back to like no, Lance, it's not how it happened. And I'm like, we're gonna do the thing again. I don't want to do the thing again. Let's just.
No, we're not. It's gonna stick on the rundown. You got X amount of time before you got to do something, and like we're on time. This was in the explain the incidents in the rundown.
Okay. Well, that being said,
I was gonna have that lead into Family Feud.
Brandon's all right. So Brandon's birthday. How old were you?
I was like turning 12, I believe.
Brandon's 12th birthday, and we're at my grandmother's house in Newburgh, small house off Janine Drive.
Shout out Eastside G.
Hey. And I don't know what happens. My uncle tells me to like take out the trash or something. Now this uncle is the mean uncle. If y'all don't know, and this might be it can't be like a specific black experience, but I know that a lot of my black friends have this experience. But like one of your uncles is just meaner than the rest, right? One of your uncles is poking fun, doing karate moves on you and random shit, fucking just mean. Like wake up in the morning, hey, good morning, uncle. And he's like,
here's an example. Just.
You know, he's like, get out of my face, little nigga. You know,
here's an example. When Uncle Monty in this,
I wasn't gonna say his name.
You weren't gonna say his name?
What's up, Uncle Monty?
Yeah,
I'm still gonna throw an egg on you, nigga.
Uncle Monty, Lance and my Uncle Monty have been beefing since my wedding. That's for another episode. That's another episode.
All right,
because you know Uncle Monty was the mean uncle. He was I wanted to say he was the uncle that like when he came in, Lance and I frantically put up our toys. Man. We were just like, get this kid stuff out of here. Be sitting, looking bored, watching TV. Don't give him shit.
He said from Toy Story, he's just gonna destroy shit just to be funny because he thinks it's funny. And
but I was gonna say, while I was like out like in LA and New York, where all the times I was away from home. It's actually starting in college and stuff. Lance is starting to mend his relationship with Uncle Monty so much, and he was telling me like you like, oh, Uncle Monty's cool.
I love him.
Blah, blah. So then I was like, oh, shit, friendly like, again. Okay. So then I started working harder to mend Uncle Monty and our relationship,
Hilarious.
And that's what I thought we were, and I thought
it was good.
I thought it was at the peak of it was going to be the wedding,
and shout out to you, Uncle Monty.
And it was until a very fun. Wait 1 second. Mm-hmm. A very fun field day on the beach turned into a spark that lit a flame into Lance and Uncle Monty's relationship again, and he almost didn't get a ride back to Louisville from Sarasota, Florida.
Leave his ass in Florida. You be comfortable. At least you in warm weather. You do some mechanic shit, get yourself back. But it was small. It's completely aside from. But this uncle, actually, let's keep it going. So I'm gonna throw an egg. He threw an egg at me. It was really immature. He's way older than me. I'm a grown ass man with a kid in my hand. I was pissed. I was heated, and I have never got to smash an egg back on him. So it's coming, Uncle Monty. Out of all love I have in my heart, we not little no more, right? And that's the thing, right? We have these thoughts of I'm not little anymore because when we were little, there was this bully aspect that was involved in our environment as we was raised up,
absolutely.
Right? So the story that Brandon's talking about was an instance of that bullying in childhood where my uncle told me to take out some trash or something like that, right. Which I had started to do, and then he said something slick to the point where my mother, and you know, she heard it, and you don't mess with the baby bear. Like mama bear is gonna bite your head off, and it was like some National Geographic shit. Like she went into mode. I'm loud. My fault.
No. Okay. I'm bringing all of us down because we are loud. Period.
Good. So mom goes into bear mode, grabs Uncle Monty in a bear hug. Uncle Monty is half her size for the most part. They're about the same height. She has, for my existence, always been bigger than him. So he grabs her, and they both just bear hugging each other. But my mom kind of got him by the neck, while he got her by her curves.
It was kind of like she was like locked up. Like where she was like, if you're like flexing like Hulk Hogan or like the Hulk, you're like flexing like the Hulk. Okay. She had her arms locked him, and he had his arms around her, but now he's locked up like he's
with his arms
like he's
out.
like erect because she's got him in like this kind of like a
so that is correct. So
mode.
that is correct, and this is what we kind of got into it because like we have different memories of how things are going. Brandon is just more clear about different memories that we have throughout our childhood and everything else. I tend to just remember the emotional impact of it, but like. Brandon remembers, and that is, if I remember, that is how he was locked up. My whole thing is Brandon was behind my mother while I was behind Uncle Monty, and yes. I was giving Uncle Monty rib shots. Like I was punching him in his ribs and his kidneys, like those soft spots, like a boxer. And Mom told me to stop, and I distinctly remember this because like that was my response to what happened emotionally. Brandon said that's not how it happened.
I just know the only part of that whole thing, just to be clear, the only part of that whole entire story that I say did not happen were the rib shots. Mm-hmm. And that's the only thing, because like for me, I guess from my side of things, I was behind Mom. I think I remember it like I was sitting down, but because I remember seeing, like I moved when you moved. So like I still remember seeing the three of you. And obviously, no shots were hit then, but like I can't tell you what you were doing behind you. Mm-hmm. But I remember after the whole thing settled down, whenever something like that happens, it's like a perfect time for a child to act out. Right? So like I remember screaming in my grandmother's house, "Happy fucking birthday to me!" So like that was like how I remember the whole story ending. Lance remembers it ending with him getting some kidney shots to him, Uncle Monty. So
I mean, I don't remember it ended, right? I just remember the kidney shots, Mom telling me to stop, and then it was some de-escalation. But actually, I do remember you yelling something. And I remember distinctly it was in a girl voice. Like, it was in a high-pitched voice, because this is before Brandon. I mean, he's 12, right? So it's like, happy fucking birthday! You know, he did this off-key thing. It was hilarious, dog. Funny. But there's feuds that go on in families, right? Yes. Like, this is just a regular thing.
Yes.
And it's one of those, it's those things, like, you just can't.
Even with famous families.
Even with famous, I would argue that the more fame you get, the worse the bigger your family feuds go. So if y'all do know, y'all should know. If y'all don't know, that's fine too. We were on Family Feud. Me and my family were on Family Feud a year back. It's been a minute. This is a year. But the episodes just aired in October.
And the reason I am excluded from this conversation is because we auditioned as a family for Family Feud. I wrote about this before when I was working at Barstool. I wrote about a blog about this whole Family Feud thing because I was wanting to put promo out from you guys being on Family Feud. But I also wanted to talk the story about me getting cut out. So we auditioned with 6 people because the Family Feud people tell you if you audition with 5 and one of you is a dud, then the whole family's not coming, right? So we did the whole audition process. I was like very meticulous because I basically worked in the audience department at Letterman, scouting all in the audience and also ability on the street, like in the streets of New York. So I knew that there's some type of like casting that was going on while you're playing the game. So I made us be the last people to go, so we could, because I knew we'd leave a huge impression. And
you made us go last?
Loud. Yeah. Mom was pissed about it. You don't remember that? Like, she's like, wait, man, we should. I was like, nope. Because I held our sheet until the very last second. The games had been going before I put our sheet, and it went to the bottom of the pile. So that we were the last. I did not know that. Yeah.
Wow, B. Yeah.
So we got.
I was pissed. I'm sitting here like, damn, when they gonna call us? Some bullshit.
Because I just knew we were going to like, and also it was a longer time for us to play the game. Like, because there's families that are playing at the time. And this is just all in the audition process. It was hundreds and like halls of people.
4 halls, 300 families per.
Right. So we went on last. We left a big impression. They told us we had a second audition where the 6 of us got interviewed and we all stood up and said our thing. But we knew they were only going to pick 5 of us. No one in the family thought one of the 5 wasn't going to be me.
Not one
person. Just to be completely clear.
Yeah.
Everyone did. So then when it was, I thought God was speaking. I was like, oh, beautiful. Because my family's got a free trip out to visit us because we already live in L.A. I had to fly out to Louisville for the audition.
I kind of thought that I thought that was a bad move to tell them that you was a producer already. Because they was like,
I was plugging. Maybe I'm crazy. I said I'm a segment. I said I was a segment producer. I didn't say I was a producer. I said I was a second producer. Second producer is just an actual industry term job that has an idea.
But you're in close proximity with what they do and the famous thing, right? So it's like they need those reactions that are.
They don't want somebody who's going to try to like plug something. It's the same thing as like when people came to the Late Show with David Letterman. Anyone who was wearing a Letterman shirt got set in the balcony. He was like, no, we're not. We don't want to. Or any type of like Ohio logo, like hot pink shirts. With everybody's wearing a HOIL. You see, like Dave doesn't want to see that. Dave wants to see people in chinos and like just like he thinks his American like stand up audience is, and he's just like we just like splatter them out in front of him. So I knew there's a casting situation to it. So like there was a big part of that, but. Y'all, anyways, well, I was saying from the outside looking in, based on when everybody came to came to LA, and it was really fun. It was a great time, and I got TT a little too high at one point in time. She had a little edible, and she went crazy with
Play
the
chocolate. Video. Look.
So then when I got back from, anyways, what I wanted to say was what they don't tell you on Family Feud is if you get on the show, your family will actually be feuding. Not only the people on the show, but the people around the show. We've had family members come at my mom because they're mad that they use Goodner family, which was my grandmother's last name, and
instead of another family.
Instead of another family. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
which is wild. I mean,
and even outside of that, when Michelle and I was picking people up and we came back after the show because we saw the first show and they were the last people to get on, and we couldn't really talk about the show until it was actually on, and everyone wasn't happy with each other. Everyone was not happy with each other. The second day y'all was on was the whole day, and y'all was. I mean, the way you and Mom was going at it, and TT and Ducky didn't want to come out, and we didn't see Jeff until the day before. So like, it was very tense within the family as they were working on Family Feud.
What are you talking about? Family Feud creates feuds within the family. I'm so glad we didn't win a lot of money. Like, if we would have won a lot of money, because Steve tried to give us a little extra cheese on. He's like, if y'all win this 100,000, I'm going to add another, da-da-da-da-da. Like, I'm glad there wasn't a significant amount of money. Like, the amount of money we got is like getting your taxes back. So it ain't like, thanks, and you get the experience. But like, y'all, my mom had a concussion for the whole second day of shooting. Like,
hit her head in the transfer car heading to the studio.
And it was hard, y'all. It was hard. Again, I say it was one of those, oh my goodness, my mommy's hurt. But like, I was thinking about like with more money comes more feuding within family. So like, there is a whole bunch of like brothers and just family members, siblings that are feuding. And they got money. Now, I was like looking them up because I was like, I wonder like who's the real good ones. They was bringing up these like easy ones, or not these easy ones, but these people who aren't really feuding, like Venus and Serena on court feud, and the Harbaugh brothers, the Ravens coach and 49ers. Is he still the Niners coach? Jim Harbaugh and what is his other name? What's the other dude? Andrew Harbaugh, Frank Harbaugh.
Oh, you talking about Jim Harbaugh and John Harbaugh?
Okay, yeah. So they was bringing up those weak sibling rivalries, but I was like, nah, there's got to be some better ones. And one of the best ones that I think is the sibling rivalry between Puma and Adidas. All right, so like,
talk about it.
Look, man, if you didn't know, and I'm sure y'all already know, like people, I feel like people are kind of hip to these things, but I would hope that they are. And I don't want to go
play to the lowest common denominator.
Ooh,
always.
Always. Hello, lowest common denominator.
Yes. Of knowledge.
Adidas, right. Adidas and Puma were started by two brothers from Germany, and these cats came to America, immigrated to America.
Cat. Puma's actually a cat.
Fire. and Adolf and Rudolph are their names. Adolf and Rudolph Nazi. I'm playing. That's not their name. But they are suspected of having ties with Nazi sympathizers. So, they both started feuding when they got to the States, and they split their shoe company that they had in Germany, which was very, very productive. It was very, it was like one of the main shoe companies in Germany.
What was it called?
I forgot.
I'm looking it up. Go ahead, keep talking.
So they moved their shoe company because their family had always been in shoes. How many boots for Nazis did y'all make, jerk ass? And then they came over here, and they said we're gonna go different ways. So then Puma,
that's your brothers shoes.
That's your brother shoes.
It's Dassler. So I don't know how German is pronounced, but formerly they were known as their last name brothers. It'd be like the Newman brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go. So imagine you come to America and y'all both feel some type of way about let's say civil rights, right? While Adidas leans more towards their black culture, their black demographic, and its co-option of hip hop and all that other stuff, right? I'm thinking that brother was just a little bit more for civil rights. Like maybe what we did in Germany was bad, and we shouldn't be doing that again. And then Puma was like, I am a Kruger in the jungles of the world, and if they are not Krugers as well, they are prey. I will kill them.
You think that was the?
Oh, that's definitely the conversation.
Yeah,
my man at Adidas is like way more cool, laid back. He speaks slang. The other dude is right. Heinz Wein Drein.
So you're saying you're hoping
Raffensburger.
Based on what you've researched and what you know, you're hypothesizing or theorizing that what broke them apart was social issues when it comes to being a Nazi sympathizer or not.
Human rights in general. Human rights views in general. I feel like that's the breaking point. There was another group of brothers, y'all. So these cats were from Ireland. I'm gonna look up their name, but they're the Brothers of Secessionville. So during the Civil War, it was two brothers. They immigrated from Ireland. One settled in Charleston, South Carolina, and the other settled I forgot, in the northern state, like New Hampshire. And the war popped off. The Civil War popped off. One brother took the side of the South, and the other brother took the side of the Union, right? They didn't fight each other, but they were in the same battle. So his regiment was down the street from his brother's regiment, and they didn't find out till after the war. But it's like, it is where, so your views on civil rights, I feel like that is what can, or not civil rights, but human rights is where you can, like, all right, look, I love you as a brother, but I'm not cool with.
Yeah, I can't see the world the way you decide to see the world.
Boom.
Right.
Boom. So either money or, but then, just money in general, right? Yeah. These are the things that tear people
the
apart.
accolades of it, like you can think about, and these aren't brothers, but Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, they were the creators of Marvel Comics, and Stan Lee obviously was taking a very political lean when he had X-Men. It was during the time in the 70s that, to trying to put a mirror up to society, and it's like how people were treating black people, and a lot of his things were politically motivated. But he became a superstar. One of the guys getting in front of the camera a little bit more, and it was like, this is all him. When Jack Kirby was the illustrator. Jack Kirby was the illustrator for all of those comics while Stan Lee was writing the scripts, and Jack Kirby couldn't stand that he was getting so much pub, and he went and started DC Comics. Well, he started a company that became DC Comics. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like that's like a big split, but it was less social issues, more ego, but also Stan Lee shouldn't have been like acting like he should have gave Jack Kirby a little bit more shine.
I don't see why. Obviously,
illustrations are very important.
Yeah, but storyline, it doesn't. It could be literally a picture of a rock and a twig, but if that storyline is talk about how the rock is always driven on and rode on, and the stick is driving in the car, or it turns into a thicker and more sustainable, as we see, franchise. So I don't know. I think I'm going to go with. But like you said, that disagreement with human rights issues. So sibling conflict, you all. It says that I was reading the story. Now I'm doing my research on it, and I was like thinking of the psychology behind like sibling rivalries. Like why do people even have those rivalries?
Why I gotta be like that?
Right. Why you gotta be like that?
Right.
But they're talking about this white woman named Karen, and they go through like all these things that she goes through with her sister, and she's like the only reason why she keeps trying to be with her sister is because of her nephew. It's like I want to see my nephew, so I'm going to try to mend our relationship. He said if she didn't have the nephew, she probably wouldn't even care.
Yeah, so that's how a lot of parent sibling or parent-child relationships get mended through the godchild
or grandchildren.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Grandchildren. Yeah, like Kevin Hart is open about we'll get to him next, but his last special he talks specifically about mending the things with his dad, and it mainly because of Kenzo, his newest son that he had with I don't know how to say his wife's name, but yeah. So that's a big part. Like the seed is a big. And the importance of being in the lives is a big motivating factor for this. But who's the Karen? Who are these?
It was a random.
Oh, that was just like a
case study.
A case study thing.
Yeah, that was like published in and it went deep into a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm like,
the famous siblings. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go with the famous siblings.
Well, I was just saying. I was thinking about the famous siblings that are out there. Not all of them are like laced in controversy. As much as them just actually being famous people, like Mary Kate and Ashley.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like with fame,
they got an older sister named Elizabeth. Did you know that?
Relevant, yeah.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. You said with fame, the feud becomes irrelevant.
It becomes relevant. Like it becomes so they could be Mary Kate. Listen, y'all, Mary Kate and Ashley could fight over whether they like pancakes or waffles, and I guarantee you it's gonna be in some like. Publish like where you in the store with some tabloid little thing, right? Like,
right.
And as we get famous, so like Master P, that's a good example, and his brother, right? I guess for the most part they were. I don't know the whole story. You may know it a little bit better than I, but like,
I was hoping you did.
From what I gather, and y'all make sure you correct us. Please interact with us. We love criticism.
Getting them comments.
We love them. We love it. Something about. In Master P's memoir, or not Master P's memoir, in his brother's memoir, he basically like didn't give mama credit. So imagine me coming out with a book and pretending like mom never did nothing for us, mom or dad. Be like they just never did nothing for me.
Never mention it at all, or just saying
talk bad, like said,
wow.
We was out here hungry, like I was like making his story more, and Master P sitting there like, nigga, you gonna disrespect a mother? I know exactly what she did for you. I know exactly
whose mother was saying what.
Master
all right, like whose
brother? What's his name?
C Murder?
No, is it C Murder?
C Murder, yeah. He effed mother N-words because I'm down for my N-words. One of my favorite songs in the iconic beat. That's C Murder's track.
Better nah, ride for the cause. I'm the nigga. I'm just with the big balls and anybody. With Snoop Dogg. Now I'm in jail trying to get
name on the wall. Everywhere I go, I got Mr. Magic here because I know that you don't care. Hip and that red shit pouring out your head. Any time,
anywhere.
Make them bleed is the motto that
okay.
I live by. If you're with me, it's a must. You die. These niggas like run, but can't hide. It's like shooting yourself. It's a suicide. KLC on the beat. Get them hard like work. Niggas wanna know you. No man, big work. Just like Soldier Slim, he'll put you in the dirt and have your picture on front of a t-shirt. And when I make moves, I got 100 with me.
That's a lot of
just in case I'm out there trying to get me. All mine. The down to squeeze the trigger. That's why I'm down for my mother.
Get you. So, like, what you talking about when you talk about, like, imagine me writing a book and saying that. Imagine me writing a book and being like, Mom didn't do nothing for us, and you're the more famous person.
And that's the reason why Master P is mad at him?
Yeah.
Wow. And this is the person, Monica is.
Mm-hmm. So, Monica, and that's why he's mad at Monica. He's like, bitch, stay out of it.
Master P is mad at Monica?
Yeah. That's his word. I don't think that's verbatim, but that's pretty much what he said. Like, stay out of it. You ain't got nothing. I understand you ride or die, but your man's wrong. He said your man's wrong, plain and simple. So like that's why he ain't got no more money on his books and stuff like that. And I'm thinking like, because he came out with the book because he wasn't getting. Like, I think Master P cut him off at some point.
Is that the case?
Look,
that's why you got the gold ceiling. If you get, you have to,
correct us.
You would have to have siblings and then cut them off to afford gold ceilings.
Yeah.
And that's what Master P had.
I feel like they were in good terms when the gold ceilings came out. That's when the song came out. So they were on good terms when the gold ceiling. Yeah, gold ceilings. Okay. Them gold Master P ceilings was just a feeling. Stop it, Kanye. All right.
But that was from MTV Cribs, just to be.
No, I know it is, but the line is from Kanye.
Yes.
Back when, like, C Murder, I enjoyed him.
I mean, yeah, he used that. He used that. He flipped that for a track on Yeezus, "Blood on the Leaves." Remember that one? Blood on the leaves.
And he flipped that from, damn, stop it, Lance. See, that's wrong, black men. Y'all can't remember black women's name. But shit, y'all terrible. Ooh. Y'all ain't worth nothing. Y'all trash, man. Y'all trash. Simone. Nina Simone. Whew,
Nina
Lord
Simone.
Jesus.
Yes.
Blood on the Leaves.
I'm glad. God. Yes. I was nervous that it was going to be worth it, and it was not. It definitely was.
Yes, good.
I'm thankful for it.
Man, take that extra step.
One thing we loved about Kanye West was how he had comedians on his albums to like help segue things. It was a couple weeks ago. It was the 20th anniversary for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and he had Chris Rock on that iconic record at the end, just kind of freestoling, and it was so
Chris
good.
Rock is on Busta Rhymes' new album too.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But what I was gonna say was a very underrated feature from a comedian was Kevin Hart on Jesus Piece. If you remember, it was a resurgence of Kevin Hart again after like the Soul Plane life. He was getting popping again within the black community, and he was on Game's Jesus Piece album. He was very, very funny in between ad libs, but he just put out a special.
Yeah. Well, real quick, y'all tell us who your favorite comedian interlude or comedian like rap feature. Like, who is your favorite comedian? Because like now that I'm thinking about it, D-Ray Davis is on Kanye West. Yeah. Oh my God, that is the most classic comedian.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
He killed that
commentary.
It was so good. People thought it was Bernie Mac.
We thought it was Bernie Mac, which speaks to Bernie Mac and his just whole demeanor and character. Yes. But yes, I saw the special. Why don't y'all like this?
Why don't y'all like this? You said people don't like it.
Yes, he like it was a whole TMZ thing. He came out was like, going at people who was like judging the special. And somebody put a meme said, watch this video of Kevin Hart absolutely giving a fuck. Right? Because he said the special's called No Fucks Given. And it said he's
don't F this up.
Don't fuck this up?
Yeah. That's the name of the special.
Why did I think it was No Fucks Given?
I don't know, but even that same, if you put that into whatever you headline, it still makes sense. So what did he say?
They said, yeah, so like he was like, I mean,
you're saying watch Kevin Hart F this up.
Yeah.
Because he said, don't F this up. He's saying, watch Kevin Hart F this up.
No, they said, I think he tweeted, I don't care what y'all think about the new special.
Oh, so they're saying like he's like hurt in the video talking about the criticism.
And they said watch this video of him caring about what y'all think about his video, right? So people, it was getting mixed views and stuff, and I'm like, and then another person on Facebook was like, why is it that the one Kevin Hart special that I actually find mildly funny is the one that y'all don't like? And I watched it. It was good. It was good because he was a comedian, right? Like. Like, I've always thought Kevin Hart was a funny personality or a funny person and not a funny comedian. But in this special, he showed me that he's actually a funny comedian. Like, I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm going to set up these jokes. There's notes, right? There's jokes I feel like he could have did better and all the other stuff. But for the most part, they made me laugh. And, they were semi-unpredictable. Like, I didn't know necessarily where they were going to go.
Yeah, I've always... Just because I'm aspire to be a comedian, I've always like for when I watch it, and then I'll watch it again with the captions on, just to like think of the writing of the joke. And I've always been happy how Kevin Hart jumps to the upteenth degree of the comedy, like his whole set about a zebra, Deirdre.
Yeah.
Like there's a deer zebra. That's why he was late.
Yeah.
Right, like it escalated to the ridiculous, something that Key and Peele constantly get criticized for, because like their next level is like hit or miss. But that's the thing about comedy. Everything's not for everybody, and everything shouldn't be for everybody. So Kevin Hart is like providing entertainment. That's why when he was going on those big tours and stuff, and I always think there'd be like only like a handful of really laugh out loud moments when That's So Funny, or I was thinking is Why So Serious? I'm talking about his very first one. Not the very first one, but the one that was Laugh at My Pain was one he came out with, and then the one after that. Seriously Funny.
Yeah, Seriously Funny.
Seriously Funny. I'm acting like I'm trying to look it up, but I just remember it. Seriously Funny. That one was like, quote, like it was one of those classic comedy specials that was like so funny.
Quotable.
And then after that, he did I think it was Laugh at My Pain. Or I said that already for the other one, but I'm not sure. It was like, okay, that was when he introduced his father and did the whole, you gonna learn today. Right. So and the credit card swipe thing is like, see how my credit card system set up, my bank account set up.
Yeah.
Like that joke.
He started. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
come on, man.
So but that was like him. That was like a funny one that was like, okay, he's still in this thing. And then some of them kind of fell off for me because it was the same stuff. But for this one, he was like, why? What do I have left? This is my family. It felt like he wrote more of it, in my opinion. I know he's got a team of people, but like it felt like more of that came from like him experiencing, because he'll have some big laugh out loud moments at the end of sets. But yeah, I was just very thankful for the craft. But also, I wanted to mention in the comedy world how old you are as a comedian, as a stand-up comedian, how long you've been doing it is how old you are. That's like there's a lot of criticism around Pete Davidson, who like really popped his like fourth or fifth year in comedy, when like a lot like, or fourth, maybe third or fourth, honestly. I think he was on SNL around his fourth year doing stand-up. Doesn't matter. People talk about like that's how old you are, right? So I was appreciating seeing what like X amount of years into this that Kevin Hart has been, because that's one thing he's always been doing. It's just been doing stand-up and starting doing stand-up. So all of the like Jumanjis and all this other stuff that's like really not for me specifically right now. Like, that's not the type of, whatever him and Rock do. Central Intelligence. He did the one with Will Ferrell where he's like,
but you don't see how he writes those? Like, I feel like his comedy is always situational, and if I was to see it, if it was illustrated, it would be funnier. So like in this past special, when he was doing jokes about like the dude wiping his butt when he was paralyzed and stuff like that, right? Yes. Those are
I'm gonna get you good. I'm gonna get you good.
Don't worry. I clean you good, man. It's my first famous ass. Y'all, that I mean, that like those things are better seen, I feel like, but
there's something about the stand-up that's just like, because the pain, as soon as you set those things up and put images to those things, then that's the version of it. Versus hearing it for stand-up, we're all envisioning a different guy. You know what I mean? So it's like less in the casting and more of like whatever. So like in your own mind, you're creative enough to come up with a joke. That's why like I think it's best done on a stand-up stage, and then after that, adaptations, like people who do illustrations or animations to stories that are told on podcasts or in stand-up. Brian Regan, I know somebody, like people were like drawing stuff. There's a whole Comedy Central series of like illustrations of comedy sets. Yeah. Like I like that. But it's because it's still kind of whimsical. Once you actually put a physical human there, then like that guy is Jose, who's wiping Kevin Hart's ass, and like we see like that's the guy. Like he can look like Gabriel Iglesias or something. You know what I mean? Like, but at this point in time, like I just whatever I imagined is that's my person.
I think that's interesting. I think that being I think that like he shitted on people with he was a rapper doing comedy, like. Because his comedy has changed, right? He has money. right? And that's another thing that I like to see in my comedians is that you are growing with your actual life. So your comedy is coming from these real places. He made jokes about his kids being in private school. He made jokes about dealing with like his kids flying on a regular
private
that
jets.
was hilarious. Flying on private jets. He said they called. They would have been in you would have thought they was in Baghdad. Like that was hilarious, right? So I love seeing my comedians grow. That's what Chappelle's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
But
exactly.
There's something that misses that doesn't take you, like, once you lose your connection, right? So like what Kevin Hart did his whole thing in his house, right? That's why I say he was shitting, because like his comedy club in his house was sick. Yeah. You can only imagine what his the rest of his house looked like. Like, and to be that's small.
That's the theater room in his house,
bro. What? Beautiful. I wonder if he has a room that he can get in that only like his height could get in. Anyway,
like a trap door.
Yeah, because like I want one. Like it fall to a ball pit, and then it's a Krispy Kreme in the wall. That's gonna be my dream house. So, like comedians, and when they get famous, like Dave Chappelle, he goes to his small town, right, and he connects back with the small town and rural people. So therefore, his comedy, you see how his comedy was hitting on all levels of class, right? You know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart was one of those braggadocious rappers where it's like, I don't know this life that you're living, but I can see it, and I'm going to imagine in my head. Yeah. Like, I'm going to imagine your kid flipping out from going on regular flights versus private jets. But to tell you the truth, Kevin, I've never been on a private jet.
But also, he kind of left it and closed it. He basically closed it up to be a level of, like, fantasy as well, the way he ended it. And I hated it when I saw it, but I like it now in retrospect. I've seen it another time. But him waking up out of bed and like, what's going on, Kevin? Like, what's your dream? And she was like, I had a dream. Stand up, everyone. Jerry Seinfeld's house. I've never been to Jerry Seinfeld's house. Like, that was like his like closing thing.
Because he didn't even do Jerry Seinfeld's voice right.
Well, like,
you got to do Jerry like this.
But all those things still could be true. Like, that still could be his house. You know what I mean? But that could have been just a setup for the special, like like an outdoor-ish thing. But we're going to still imagine Kevin Hart when he's practicing his own stand-up, going down a corridor and popping up in this theater room with the stage and a brick oven pizza.
Have you had a brick oven pizza?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Brandon.
What?
They're amazing. We went to a casino and had one.
Nice crispy.
Waited for a long time. You're eating the charcoal. It was,
but we do need to move on. But I wanted to mention, I put out my stand up set for Black Friday, and I am going to continue to put out jokes and try to push the narrative of that. My journey to become a comedian. Like, this is what I want to do. So I figured this whole experience can be a startup for what I want to do. And if I want to be able to be a comedian by the time I'm 33, get my money from writing jokes, I got some time to do. It's 3 years, and I'm gonna broadcast it to you guys. So this is me making my dreams come true or not, and we'll figure it out together. But that was the beginning of that set, so I had to get off my chest and mind. And I was talking about people that are just like comments. There's these comments in that thing is ridiculous, but we have to be quick. We have to continue to pace down. Let's move into famous feature.
It's all right. So y'all look, feature famous. I will be featured in Actors Theater's Romeo and Juliet in February. Right? I will be playing the role of Mercutio. Brandon actually helped me a lot during this. He has a lot of background experience. I should have listened to him when he said get the book with the notes, with like Shakespeare's notes to tell footnotes. You with the footnotes, because like when you're doing a play like that, I was putting my own emotional effect to it, and that made shit so hard. So I'm like, this is just a line y'all know, but Romeo through is that Romeo through yonder window, and I'm over here like, Juliet, is that Romeo through yonder window? He's like, hey, like, you not that cool, bro. Like, do it softer. So that was just a whole bunch of adjustment, which is wild.
Yeah, I think I did Taming a Shrew, the film adaptation of that. speaking of feature famous, that feature film was Heath Ledger, 10 Things I Hate About You, Julia Stiles, and the Shakespeare. So that was like a reference point, but the Shakespeare footnotes let you know like where the inflections are, like kind of brings it to like modern terms, and so you're understanding why you're saying it, how you're saying it, because it modernized. Like when I was memorizing a monologue for that movie, this guy is brought in to marry this unfortunate term brute of a woman that was not hearing any suitors or whatever. So like there's a bunch of like verbiage of like basically Shakespeare's rapping a lot.
Yeah, I
and
swear
like
to God.
you gotta
Bro,
like understand
black,
why
he was black. I swear to God, he was black.
But you have to understand
he came from Africa.
But with rapping, there's reference points. You know what I mean? Like I remember when we were in LA years ago, I started seeing no and then the blue cap emoji from like Lil Baby, and I was like, what is that? I have to find out what this means. And it was a month-long search, and I found no cap afterwards, like by looking at a bunch of different Atlanta, like trying to like figure out the verbiage, because like you don't even like the reference points have to be there, else you don't even know what they're talking about.
You have no idea.
Like why they're inflecting here and they're not inflecting there. So I can't imagine the world you were in, just like trying to like speak a different language. You're like, okay, there's a O right here, so I'm gonna get loud at this point.
It's a O apostrophe ER. Ower? You want me to say or? Yeah, no, it's not or. It's or. It's not O. It's not or. It's or.
But these are things probably that would have helped if there wasn't COVID. If you're like doing this in person with people.
Oh my God! If it was in person, you could feed off the energy. That shit was wild. Yeah. But like one of my co-stars, shout out, featured Isaiah Fish, great poet from the city. He hit me up and said, "Are you done filming? Should I be feeling like this? Like this is just." Like I just think that I just can't get it right, and like he's going through it. I was like, hey, bro. I was like, hey, I died already, fam. So good luck.
I like you're filming it chronologically.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
As soon as my scenes was done, I was like, it's a rap from Mercutio.
That's a big part though. It's a big part.
That's what people say,
Romeo's
Brandon.
Best friend.
Somebody, it was like people come. It was like it's Romeo's the main character, but people come to see Mercutio. Yeah. I was like, don't flatter me, Charles, or whatever.
It's crazy.
Whatever
getting big parts is like I when I did that and I got Petruchio, however you want to pronounce it. He's like the I don't even know how to do it, but like he's the suitor of the lead. So there's like that level of thing, and I was so surprised because the year before we just did Into the Woods and I was Prince Charming. I had one song that I had to share and a couple like decent lines, but it wasn't like a big part like that was. So like it's fun, and Shakespeare's fun. I had 2 Shakespeare classes in college.
Nice.
Shakespeare in film and violence in Shakespeare. Actually, I think I had another one too, but anyways, those were always just fun because it's a whole other world, but it's fun. It's fun over there.
I noticed that the best actors kind of come from that world or had did some
traditional like Oxford training and stuff like that.
But I wanted to keep going with the feature. Like you got featured. I woke up one morning and seen that our podcast. I seen that like I was tagged in something from Maybe I'm Crazy, and I was like, maybe I'm crazy, but maybe I'm crazy. Don't tag people and shit. Right? I was like, what is going on here? I was flashed back to like 3 years ago. I'm like, is Brandon work here again? What is going on? And then I watched the little clip that they have, and I was like, oh. I was like excited. I was like, that's so cold, man. Yes. I was like, man. I immediately was like, shout out Joy. Joy has retweeted one other thing that I posted that I like tweeted when I tweeted that she said it takes 20 years to create a overnight star.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, I tweeted that, right? And she tweeted it and it got me like 5-10 followers, right? Like 38 little retweets.
Love the click-through rate.
Oh, what? Yes. Nice little almost to the hundreds in like in Harts. Yeah. I was like, hey, good looking. Joy. And it's like you can be famous by proximity. Like, don't fuck around and do people wrong in right places.
It's all about it's so cool to see because it's all about energy and people and realness, and Joy is just like a very real one, and it was so fun doing the podcast with her, and like obviously since everything's happened. But shout out to Heller and Donnie and Ari and
Heller,
Ashley.
Ari, Ashley.
T.
I functions with you. Y'all come to the city, man. Y'all come to Louisville. I'm gonna show you a great time.
John Hill, Jeremy Bimbo.
Jimmy Bimbo?
Jeremy?
Yeah,
Jeremy. He's got a movie coming out, Hit and Run. We got support when we see that. I'll do
famous.
That.
All right, Jeremy.
But Jeremy.
Also like Jeremy?
I don't know.
Jeremy with a G?
How many different times? No, it's Jermy.
Jeremy.
Can't be Jeremy. Jeremy. We had a Friendsgiving on Maybe I'm Crazy, and it was always great. And I think about that whole process, and obviously you sent that to me while I was in the thick of writing out, because it was Friday morning, I believe, and I was writing out the set that I was going to do later on. Now, so I was in the thick of it, but I was so happy to see that they were showing love because they wanted to talk about it, and I was just in some chopping up mode. I don't know. I think, if anything, I've been too loose with podcasts because I do like the structure and the preparation and the research. So I wish I would have did a better service to plugging Prodigal Sons on that podcast and that big platform. But the homies still love me. You know what I mean?
Love you.
The homies still love me. And that's why this has been so much fun. I said, I'll get back to playing to an audience of one. And Maybe I'm Crazy. Michelle and I was talking about all the hate that I was getting from the stand-up set that I put from Barstool fans. And I was, whatever you want to call them. But she was like, well, you've been hardened to that because, like, people, like, Maybe I'm Crazy people rejected you so strongly. Like, when you were putting, because there is a realness to, if you're in the sports media zone and you like follow sports media, you think to yourself, I could do what that person is doing to that level or not better. And if you feel that way, then you probably would dislike that person.
Yeah, sure.
Right? That's like where the hate comes from. Like, I could be doing it better, but like, if you're not, you're not. Right? Like, that's just like the point of it. But anyway, so that's why a lot of people were coming to me, and it was black people just like destroying me, like very good comments, and I like had a heart in my core. The first thing that was offensive to me,
square up,
was not offensive, but it was very funny. I thought this was a very creative. But somebody said, "Man, get this trans boy off my television talking about sports." Trans boy is like such a wild diss. Trans boy, and that was like early on, so I was just like, all right, everything else is gravy.
Fucking goodness.
Nothing's worse. Nothing's
hey,
better.
If you made that comment, fam, and you still like following him so that you can hate on him regularly, and you're listening to this right now, please leave a comment.
Yeah,
I have a spread love mask for that mouth, because that one just needs. You are good. Without a beard, Brandon, without a beard.
That was fun. It's funny, and that's what, like having fat days and stuff. That's like the authenticity of the podcast universe. I don't know if I'm ready for it. So I think that's something that you have to. I'm going to have to filter this. Yeah,
because like I will like, and I'm thinking, and I'm like looking at it, I'm like, don't respond, Lance. Don't respond, Lance.
Oh, you're talking about the actual.
Yeah, just little comments.
Oh yeah, Michelle and I were talking about that of like, it's, I mean, there's just a, because even I was feeling weird when people were saying like, oh, it took a lot of balls to put that up there, like bonus and stuff. I was like, I don't know how. Like, you just gotta be you, and like unapologetic, like the part that this is what I had struggled the most about, the part of you that you're most embarrassed about, you got to push that too. You can't hide it, and you can't censor it, and it's very easy to do so, but like that's where people start to relate. Like, that's the realness. Like, you got to see, you just got to push through it, because so you get better from it. So like you can't like jump over a hurdle until you get it on wax, and you're like, ugh, I don't like that about me, I got to fix that, or craft it to a way that it is, like what I just did with my voice. Like, that's could be embarrassing for some. Like, but like you go into certain hoods and stuff like that, like with black people, like it's so funny talking about Joy. When I was around her and brought into like some of her circles, and it was like some hood and like some real ones, some really real ones, with the Tims.
Yes, the real ones.
They were just looking at him and it's like, and I'll just end up being in their mind being a jester.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like get that pass. It's just like,
Yep.
oh, this is funny. Oh, he funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
he funny.
funny.
That's what he funny.
Yep.
Oh, that's he. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that'll survive. That is how you survive in
through.
hey y'all, in impoverished areas. All right, I'm gonna tell you, if you don't have a talent or a skill, like you are going to be swept up in the like.
Because it's like what athletes do that too. Like they hide.
Right,
Like,
right.
He's a football player.
He's a football player. Let
don't
him
mess
chill.
with him. Yeah,
he's
like,
a comedian. He's a
he's
poet.
going somewhere
like,
type of thing. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
be the funny guy.
Yeah, just be a funny guy.
Be the funny guy.
Yeah, right. And that's what we're
try to be the funny guy.
That's what we're trying to do. I do want to
not at the expense of other people. You get you shot.
Right, but I'm happy that you're going on this journey.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna call you for advice
because
like we're gonna see.
Yeah.
We're
only way through is forward.
Ain't nobody gonna say it to my face. That's gonna be my like complete. That's gonna be my complete thing that I just kind of filter all this stuff through. You ain't gonna say it to my face.
Oh my god! Like, somebody commented just on this last one. Great job, Nigar Brandon. It was like they spelled out Nigg, but they put a hyphen on or an accent on the ER Brandon. And I was like, if this all you got.
Yeah, come harder. What?
It's just like they gotta get it off.
Oh wait, y'all keep listening. We
gonna
gonna start getting into my philosophies and thoughts about race and social inequities and different things that I'm sure for a fact are going to get you guys a little bit flustered, especially if we got any of you stool bar crappers.
That same person commented 3 hours ago. What a Negro. That same person.
Like, who fixes their fingers to write these things?
What a Negro. I think it's like, what a Negro. It's like what
I think it's
when
like,
they saw like on Django when they saw Jamie on the horse. It was like,
what a Negro.
So they're like marveling. They're marveling at my work. Thank you so much, whoever was out there. We did want to.
We got to go deeper. I was gonna go deeper, but I don't even want to go. We not even gonna acknowledge. Listen here, feature famous haters. We're not gonna make you famous. Actually, you make yourself famous because you doubting and you saying that we ain't when we are, and you just gonna see. Just wait to see. All right, that's all we gotta say. I wanted to mention real quick. My prediction is almost coming true, y'all. All right, Biden broke his foot.
Yes,
Biden broke his foot, and this is just, we ain't even 2 months into his presidency.
Yeah, tell the people your prediction again.
My prediction is that something will happen. Biden will serve for 2 years. Something will happen, and Kamala will then be
Kamala.
Jeremy and Kamala. Miss Harris, Vice President Harris, will be the president, the first woman, first black or person of minority descent, or the mongrel races. I hate when they say like black or person of color. I feel like she's a woman and like she comes, all those backgrounds that she has is irrelevant because y'all see her as a black woman. Like, so either just say black or don't say nothing at all.
That's a good take.
That's just how I feel. Because like you start saying all the other stuff and it turns into this George Wallace rant. I feel like, I know it's like the politically correct George Wallace rant.
Michelle brought up the term preachy when she was talking about my set. She was like, I like it because it was not preachy. And I said, people talk to me about that. I don't understand that per se because it feels like if I'm preachy. But I think it is it's dealer's choice. What is preachy, in my opinion. So it's very hard to always stay on the level where you're not doing that because, especially on podcasts, like what the fuck are we doing? We're talking this entire time. So, but yeah, look out for that because I wanted to send you something. It was in an article. We'll talk about it later. But on this article specifically, what you're talking about, predictions. Also, mine prediction is coming to a head as well. Did you see LeBron James' son's growth spurt?
I didn't.
He's gotten a lot bigger. So my prediction of them playing on a team together is, I'm just saying that the growth. He's smoking the weed and he's getting in trouble for it, but it's doing his body good. But on this article. Biden diagnosed with fractured foot after slipping while playing with dog. Now, I mean, if people who voted for Trump aren't rejoicing right now, not at his downfall, but just that, like, whatever Sleepy Joe name was, like, it's more Brittle Biden. Because, like, he's slipping and playing. Now, I like the fact that he's moving. Because you saw when he spoke, when he was like, he had that jog out.
Man,
he jogged for a minute,
I was so nervous.
Right? He was jogging for a minute.
I was nervous.
So he wants to show you, like, he likes to be mobile. And also, somebody who fractures a foot is putting themselves out there to be active to potentially, like, get the dog. Right? You know what I'm saying? He's young. He's young at heart and in mind, which is good. But his body, though. When we're talking about Joe Biden's actual body, yada, 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 yada. Broken foot, old skin.
Latoya thinks I like that video because of the dancers and choreography, the provocative choreography, and I really just enjoyed the song. Like, I think it's a great song. I think she has like good lyrics.
Yeah. She be spitting.
Meg spits.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that there are attractive women gyrating their flesh is just an additive. I don't,
Rightfully so. They do a good job of, when they present things to America, they do a good job of putting it in and wrapping it in a nice bow for how you would like it to be.
Have you seen that video?
Probably not in its full.
Have you seen? So you haven't seen the video or the challenges? You know people are doing the challenges.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how I knew the moves.
Okay.
Yeah, made that up.
The video is very BDSM. Bondage.
BDSM. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Bondage and submission, I guess that's what it stands for. Or is it bonding, dominating? I don't know what the S stands for.
Is there a
submission?
Submission
and
hey, slide into the comments. Let us know what BDSM means. Some stuff should be left to the imagination. But anyways, getting off Feature Famous, those are things we're featured in. As we're featured in more things, we will bring it up. But
we got things. Famous. We got things in the work.
Yeah, we got things coming. And then Lance is marquee take. This take that Lance is getting into. We're getting into Lance's take season. I have to clear my throat, but I'm just going to speak through it. We're getting into Lance's take season, right?
We passed one of the takes already.
This is so much coveted as his take. It's like if you know my rhetoric, dinosaurs don't exist or sharks are products of the government. Like that's my bread and butter. Like those things those hills that I will die on. This is his. So rock it out.
2 hills, all right? I'm going to give, this is the season. I haven't done it on Facebook. The last time I shared it on Facebook, it was quite popular. It did great numbers.
Viral.
Chili does not have noodles in it. All right, you are not supposed to put noodles in chili. That's the number 1 hill. And then the second hill, because we're in chili season, right? Y'all are getting cold. Y'all are making chili.
True.
And y'all are putting y'all noodles in it, right? That comes from some, you were impoverished and you had to make that chili stretch a few days. You ain't got to do that no more. You live where you live and you watching this on what you watching this on. You can afford to buy the meat to just make proper chili. All right. Secondly, hey y'all, fuck Christmas. All right. Now, I mean, it's fuck Christmas. Big time fuck Christmas. But like the reasons why. All right. And we're going to get to these reasons why. I'm not even going to like put them all out on this one podcast because it's going to take several podcasts. Shout out to New Pod Flow. If you go check out their episode, I forgot what episode it is, but it's their holiday episode.
I think it was, I just did some research into the New Pod Flow podcast and I think it was episode 69. If you want to go look, it was episode 69.
Episode 69, I talk about my disdain for the holiday that is Christmas. But Christmas is holiday famous. There are other celebratory things you can do during this season. Me and my family like to celebrate Kwanzaa. All right, it's just what, and I make up
in this household.
The Kwanzaa, and nice. We've done it for 3 years now, so I'm still kind of getting my traction and
look at me. I'm over here thinking together. I know no one who celebrates Kwanzaa, and my brother right under my nose. If it was a snake, he would have bit me.
Karinga, all right, out this mug, all right.
What is? How do you celebrate? Well, you want to go into history of Christmas first? I don't want to. I'm gonna put Kwanzaa on the spot.
No, okay. So just real quick, history of Christmas, pagan holiday, right? It was made to worship the sun. They used to set trees on fire, pine trees, where pine trees grow in the North and European and Eastern European places. All right, they would burn a pine tree under the moon as a symbol or a sacrifice to the sun to come back out again. Right, you cold as shit. The sun is going to be your main god. Right, it's providing all your nutrients. So just like they worship the sun god in Egypt, around the same time, they doing that in Europe, but Rome is coming through, and they like, hey fam, y'all can't be doing that. That's not of God. But people were so about their holiday, they was like, we still gonna have our traditions. You got us messed up. So Rome was like, I bet we can't keep going to battle with y'all over this. Just throw in some crosses, throw in some crucifixes, throw in some like angels, like throw in some stars, right? Where we can kind of make the story match our story so that we all look unified. Because y'all look crazy. Y'all look stupid burning this pine tree. And what I'm saying is, like, let's get back to that. Let's get back to it. It became this.
So they light the Christmas on fires. The lights are to signify the tree being lit on fire.
Yes.
We've added angels for whose side? What side of it wanted the guy who believes in God? Rome's. But what were the? Maybe I missed this. What were they? Were they celebrating Jesus' birthday?
Oh no! They weren't. Nobody. I mean,
where did that part of the tradition come into?
Literally, Romans being like, what can we attach? What importance can we attach to this pagan holiday? Because they just will not stop celebrating it. Like they just keep celebrating on the 31st. This is the first year.
31st
or 25th. Right,
okay.
right. It's like they keep doing it. We gotta say, have an equal importance to where it can look like they're worshiping what we're talking about. So they said God was born on the 25th. That was not the case. The Romans.
You don't think that's not the truth?
That he was born
on Christmas Day?
Yeah. Who the fuck knows? He was born in a manger. Was there like a nurse there to like take his tally? Was there somebody there to be like?
What do you mean?
Days and times and all the other stuff was like, it was like seasons, right? So it wasn't like a day. It wasn't what we understand as daytime and what.
I guess my question is, do you know for a fact that Jesus was not born on Christmas Day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yep. Well, how did Santa Claus get introduced to the narrative?
That's another one. It's like that's when capitalism. So when capitalism took the
actual Santa, Saint Nick.
Saint Nick was introduced.
We're gonna stop. We've got
no, because he was introduced. Okay.
Because you can do your research and then we'll bring it up.
I would like to be more specific.
Yeah.
Because I could tell you the exact.
Maybe I was putting you on. I'll send you specific questions and you can research around it outside of the things you want to say normally. But
next podcast, I'll give y'all some good factoids about when Jesus and Santa Claus was born.
Great way of putting it. I'm as someone who doesn't have a regular job outside of some getting paid for some independent projects. Christmas is daunting for me as well. So the money is a big thing, and that's why I think, and when this happens, I think you just pour a little bit more heart into it.
There you go,
and see what you get on the back end.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Just
try a little bit harder. We got all week, fellas. All month to get it.
Because you guys are listening to this in December. You just know, like.
Oh yeah.
Just know, like, you're getting it. You need to.
First.
We're getting into this
holiday season.
This holiday
season.
Do not stress yourself. It's COVID. It's like nobody's expecting you to have some grandiose Christmas time during one of the worst financial and health pandemics that we've ever seen.
So. We're ending out with T's and P's.
T's and P's.
I want to say thoughts and prayers to our parents, everyone who's listening to this, your parents, whether if they're here with you or not. But I'm thankful for having our parents in our lives. I know a lot of people don't. I know I can't imagine what that would be like with that. I don't necessarily lean on that support as much as like it is very much a comfort blanket knowing that we have our parents here and they want to be a part of our lives, because it's troublesome if they're around and exist and they're not in your life. It's troublesome if they've been taken from you because they're no longer with us. It's troublesome. So I want to thankful for our parents and thoughts and prayers to the health of everyone's parents who's listening to this. And if you're our parents, thank you, and continue on the good fight.
Yeah, because we're getting into that generation, y'all. We're getting to that generation where we're becoming our elders, right? Where, like, we have to be leading the Thanksgiving dinner. We have to be taking on the mantle of keeping people together and healing the family wounds and so on and so forth. And our parents are dying. So, like, thoughts and prayers to my man Eric. My man Eric Golden. We went to elementary school together. He's also a good friend. His mother just passed away. That was, like, really sad. That hit a lot of really hard people that I know, right? Like, imagine when, like, hard news hits harder people, like, you see emotional state that you just ain't really ready for. So thoughts and prayers to everybody who's, like, losing their family, not just to COVID, but just in general, right? It's always hard.
My buddy JJ just lost his grandfather. Donnie, who I was speaking about, maybe I'm crazy. I just got a text from Heller that he lost his mother. That's mainly why I was trying to, thinking of being thankful for what we have and hold on that. But us as parents as a whole, I want to pivot to shouts out Michelle, my wife. She has a WTFTM on Instagram. It's What the First Time Mom, and she lays out a lot of different things. And her and her friend Brenya is overseas in Germany. Her boyfriend's playing hockey over there. Husband, excuse me. Sorry about that, Mark. Love you. Her and Larkin. But they're working on this blog together. Michelle just put out a template for women asking for time off from their employment for when they are time to get pregnant. It's a very stressful time to, women are and mothers are, prolonging the human race.
Straight up.
And they've like begged to get the time off to go continue to bring people into existence. So shouts out to us, especially to Michelle and, her entrepreneur project that she's going through, helping out first time mothers, which is, always going to be a good thing and always will be a thing.
Straight up. Thoughts and prayers, y'all. All right. And last thoughts and prayers to anybody who's been beat up by who we underestimated. So Nate Robinson, thoughts and prayers to you, brother.
Oh, man.
Roy Jones and Mike Tyson, thoughts and prayers to y'all, bro. Y'all gave us a nice little we old as shit.
I didn't see the fight. Did you see the fight?
I didn't see the fight, but I got the play by play.
Yeah,
and
they showed us Nate getting knocked out by Jake Paul, and I loved that. I mean, the concept is, because you get shout out to Trista Crick. She interviewed Jake Paul, and she suggested I watch, and it was a really good interview, and it just proves like if you can focus all of your time and energy on doing something,
straight up,
then you have the opportunity. Sure. Jake Paul is a person on the internet, and habits of the internet, people of the internet, creatures of the internet, know that you just got to all the way focus in on something to get it done. I think Nate Robinson may have a little bit more money, a little bit more time,
I said the
a little
same
bit more responsibilities when it comes to his kids and stuff like that to handle, and he can't be 100% dedicated.
Yeah.
When I was boxing in New York, that was so much fun. It's crazy because it's like the cesspool of what COVID was, and it was a bunch of old people sweating and sharing showers and shit. And sparring and all this stuff. But it was so great, and I was thinking. And Kevin Hart talks about it in special too, boxing. But I was, it's so much fun. And obviously Jake Paul just like, he looked like a boxer.
He did.
He looked like a boxer out there. And Nate Robinson looked like a dude who was trying to fight a boxer.
From the hood. Like a dude from the hood.
Shouts out to the hoods of Washington, where Nate Robinson is from.
Got a weird fighting stance, fam. You bring mugs in, shoot the dukes.
Oh, man.
Thank y'all for watching or listening to episode 5.
Episode 5.
We alive. All right, we live, baby. The next episode is gonna come via Zoom and some other stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all be prepared for that. Y'all still gonna get the same content and quality, and we can't wait to see y'all in the next one. Podigal son.
He said, Podigal son. You know what it is. We getting out of here. We had fun with y'all. Shout out Uncle Money.
I'm gonna egg you when I see you, nigga. I'm gonna put an egg on your shit. Yeah. Bye-bye.